Hey, family! Because, of course, you have now become my family, right? And by the way, I just want to thank you so much for supporting my videos these past weeks. Cheers to us all. I wanted us to tackle this stereotype, which has literally become a running joke among our communities, especially for us in the diaspora. This concept of African time. But did you know that some researchers theorize that there could be a genetic influence on why people of African descent have such a relaxed relationship with time? Stay with me, let's talk about this. So historically, as Africans, right, we lived in small communities, and so our communities were very close-knit, and we're people who flowed with the elements. So we flowed with the weather, and we flowed with the sun. So our activities were often planned around sunrise, sunset, noon, or whether it was raining or whether it was the dry season. So that's typically how our activities were planned. And secondly, we because we were a very, very close, often close-knit communities, it was more about when the people were gathered. So an event started when people were gathered, because we also had to take into consideration, people's activities. So if people went farming, fishing, they went to war, whatever activities they had to do, whenever events were planned, wedding, funerals, clans meetings and things like that, it was taken into consideration what time they would be back. So when the people were gathered, the event started. Fast forward a few hundred years later, and colonialism happened. And with colonialism came the concept of time based on minutes, on seconds, minutes, and hours, which was obviously very alien to us, right? And so the colonial masters, the colonial masters introduced time with us in bite sizes, and but then not just that. So with them came whole new, religions, whole new cultures, and whole new traditions. And some of us found that our cultures were being eroded, right? For example, we weren't Christian. We were not people that worship one God. The colonial masters introduced us to the worship of one God. We're not a people that believed in having just one wife. The colonial master brought that concept to us. We were not Muslims, but the colonial master introduced Islam to us. And a lot of our people could rightly so see our cultures being slowly eroded. So in an effort to maintain what they could, or to hold on to what they could of our culture, they obviously started rebelling against time keeping, or punctuality was one of the ways that they rebelled against the colonial master. And so they would never come to events on time, irrespective of the punishment. Some researchers theorize that there's so many traits, right, that are passed down through our genes, right? Color of our eyes, color of our hair, things like that. But some of them theorize that these characteristics of timekeeping for the African is one of those traits that has been passed down. And I agree with them. I mean, nobody can tell me otherwise, because why do we all, well, not all of us, but why do like 90%? And I like to throw these numbers around, probably wrong, but like, yeah, you live in the community, you see what happens. We're never on time. Very few of us are on time. But so I agree. I actually think that this is one of those traits that has been passed down in our genetics. But now we are here, my brother, my sister, we're in the Western world, right? We are living in their cultures. We're living in the world, and we have to adapt. We have to adapt. Those stereotypes can't keep cutting it anymore, because it's now detrimental to our way of being. And I think that we can. How do I know we can? Because we always turn up at work on time. If there is a Western event, we know to turn up on time, which tells me what? For some reason, we give more value to, should I say the white man? Am I being rude? Hopefully not. But we give more value to the people's time rather than our time. Think about it. So we respect the white man's time. Whichever activity I know that the white man invites us to, we make sure we're on time. We're not late, right? We don't turn up to work late. We don't turn up to school late. We don't turn up to their events late, but we continue to turn up to our events late. Why? It's because we do not respect ourselves. We don't. Think about it. If you respected your own time, if you respected your own time, would you want someone else to disrespect your time? It's time for us to stop looking at time as inconsequential, because there are consequences to it, and we have experienced these consequences while living in the Western world. Here are some ways that we could change this lateness or this African timeness. You have to remember that you're not just doing it for you, you're doing it for your generations to come. Because think about it, the same way that these genes have been passed down to you up to this point is the same way you're going to pass down these traits to your children and your generations to come. So if you change this habit, you're changing future generations. So let's think about that and let's work towards that, right? But another way that I think that we can change it is just reframing this concept of time in our communities. The same way we would dress up well as respect to an invitation is the same way we should reframe being on time as respect. If you respect me enough, you come to my event on time. If you respect me enough, you will come to my event on time. As another thing that we could do, we have these in place already. Like chief whips at events or meetings. I know we have this in meetings where if you come to a meeting late, you pay a fine. I think that we need to amp those concepts and like find a way to spread them across our different events. For example, I attended this wedding recently where the couple said that if anybody was 10 minutes late, the doors of the church will be shut. Guess what? Because people know this couple as a people who don't joke with their time, and they're a young Cameroonian couple, about 80% of their guests came on time. But also, guess what? We shut the doors. We shut the doors so the people came late. So if we did that, I think that we will begin to change this concept of time. Because remember, we're here now. We're not going back home, right? Like a lot of us are not going back home. Our children are being born here. Grandchildren will be raised here. So this is the new normal. So what can we do to make their lives easier? It starts with you. It starts with me. Changing my attitude to being on time. Punctuality, prompt, sharp is a thing now in our community. So my brother, my sister, we can do this. We can do this. Can make life easier. We can rebel differently. Well, thank you for listening to me. If you've listened so far, my name is Gareti, and I'll see you on the next video.